I'm Brandon Hall. I'm a senior on the men's soccer team, and then I'm majoring in business, double emphasis in marketing and management.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here with us today. What is it like coming from Illinois, being in Green Bay?
Well, everyone tries to tell me I'm from Chicago,
Okay.
but I'm from about 6-7 hours south of Green Bay, so I'm closer to St. Louis, Missouri. Actually, that's where I'm from.
Okay.
So it was a little different.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, coming up here, it's a lot colder. But when I was a senior, I was kind of ready to get out of Southern Illinois and do something different. So that was a big reason, kind of why I came up here to Green
To
Bay.
Green Bay. How did your family react to you deciding to go to Green Bay?
They were fine with it. Financially, it was the right fit for me. So it was all right. My dad lives in Florida. My mom lives in Illinois, so they were both okay with it. So that was another big reason why I came. Financially, this was the perfect fit for me.
Yeah, and you said it's about 6-7 hours away.
Yeah, 6-7 hours.
Do you get to ever
drive.
go home a lot, or not so much with that commute?
I get to go home for Thanksgiving, and then I'll get to go home, obviously Thanksgiving break, and then I've been home for spring break, I think once or twice in my 4 years here, so
Okay.
I get to go home a couple times.
Yeah, and has your family been able to come to a lot of your games, or?
Not really. My dad, actually, the first and only game he ever saw me was senior day here, so that was cool. Because
Okay.
he lives in Florida, so
Yeah.
obviously it's far away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom, she came about to about 4 or 5 games this year, and she usually came like 1 game a year in my 4 years. And then my grandparents both usually came to a couple games here and
Okay.
there when
Yeah.
we played in Illinois. So.
Very cool. And you played in high school too, correct?
Yep.
So what was that transition like, conditioning-wise, from high school conditioning to like a D1
It's
college
definitely, it's different when you come in. You know, in high school, when you play club, everyone's the same age, usually same size, same skill level, but you come in as a freshman, and you're the youngest, you're the smallest, you're the least skilled, so it's a big, I wouldn't say conditioning-wise was the thing. It was just the speed of play, the size of players, and just not being really at the top level when you first get here compared to everyone else on the team.
Yeah. And what do you feel like you've learned now being a senior, looking back?
Well, I think I've had a unique situation from like most college athletes, regardless of the sport, because I had 3 head coaches in 4 years here, so that was a big change. But I've just learned to really, love the process, love, going to practice, lifting, games, because now that it's done, it's kind of like I don't know what to do with my time.
Mm-hmm.
So it's different.
Is there anything that you like to do particularly for yourself to relax now that the season's over?
Well, I started working at the front desk of the athletic department now, so I'm doing that, and then I think just relaxing a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's new.
So tell me about your freshman year, the shining moment when you scored the game-winning goal against Detroit. What was that moment like for you?
Yeah. So it was off a set piece. Audie, who we came in the same recruiting class. He played in a ball, and it was just kind of bouncing around in the box, and I literally just swung my leg at it and connected, and it went in the back corner. So I didn't really know how to react because I saw it go in, and then I was like, did that really happen?
Yeah.
And I didn't even know how to celebrate. I just ran straight to Audie and just gave him a big hug. But yeah.
That's awesome. And how did your coach react to that?
He was kind of stunned as well. He kind of came in and we had our little halftime speech, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know how you did that, but congrats on your first goal."
Yeah,
so.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Would you consider that like your favorite memory from your career? No,
definitely favorite memory was definitely when after we beat NKU, we kind of had a little like watch party with most of the guys in the locker room, and once we were watching all the games to make sure we got in, and once we saw all the results and realized we got in for the first time in 6 years and the first time in my career here, that was definitely the best moment. Just that was the goal since I got here, and to finally do it, it was a great feeling.
And how did you celebrate as a team like that?
I went home and went straight to bed because we had practice the next day at like 9 a.m. and then we had to leave to go out to Oakland the next day, so we didn't do much celebrating, but it was hard to sleep that night, definitely.
Yeah, I'm sure. During a normal game, not such a crazy, intense situation, how would you normally celebrate a win?
I mean, I think it depends. you know, obviously everyone's excited, but usually in season, you know, everyone's pretty happy bus rides. But we didn't do anything too crazy, yeah.
What about for the unfortunate losses? How did you kind of deal with those?
You know, you just try and learn from them. You know, it obviously losing sucks. That's the worst thing ever. But you just kind of have to deal with it game by game, loss by loss, and just try and learn from it.
Right. And what do you feel like you've learned as a player over the last 4 years?
You know, like I said before, you know, to enjoy it as much as you can, even, you know, in the losses, because a lot of people, you know, don't get to be in the same shoes as me. So I would say, I guess that.
Yeah. And, I mean, you've pretty much been consistently improving every year. Do you plan on furthering soccer after graduation, or what are your plans for that?
Possibly. I'm going to make a highlight film, try and play PDL again. I played PDL this past summer, so if I get an opportunity in that, I might. And then also I'm going to try and be either a grad assistant or a volunteer assistant coach somewhere. So
Okay, yeah, that'll be
we'll
really
see.
cool. Yeah. What advice have you given younger players?
Kind of like what I said, you know, enjoy the process, you know, especially we had a lot of freshmen this year, so I told them, you know, like some of you guys played a lot of minutes, some of you guys didn't play a lot of minutes, but, you know, that doesn't define you as a player or your career, because I was in the same shoes as all of them. You know, you just got to keep at it, you got to keep grinding, keep working, and everything will work out. So
Right.
that's kind of the advice I would give them.
And looking back now, is there anything that you would change if you could?
No, not a thing.
Good.
Through all the ups and downs, it wouldn't change a thing.
Is there anything else that you want to add that I may not have covered?
No, I think you covered it all.
All right. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Thanks for having me.